So let's begin with this. I'm going to be trying to just play around with Jarvis and see what I can come up with. The one thing that I want to test out is the content brief. That's what I wanna. That's what I want to play around with. So let's begin doing this. I'm going to be trying to just write different types of content and see how playing around with the content brief, will change the output of whatever Jarvis gives me. All right, so let's begin. I'm going to try telling Jarvis that this is a letter. This is a letter to a friend. Trying to no. The letter tells my friend I need him out of the house. Be as lovely as possible. All right. And I'm just gonna hit compose, see what Jarvis comes up with. Dear John, thank you for your invitation to come and visit. I do not, however, plan on doing that. It is not secret that things have been strained between us of late. Okay. So it's doing what I asked him to do. I want to see if I can give basically if I can give his instructions on being like a little bit more specific. Give him specific reasons why you are kicking him out. So again, I deleted the sentence be as friendly as possible or as lovely as possible. So now it should be a little bit more rude, I guess. I'm writing this letter because I feel you have been overstayed your welcome. This may seem presumptuous, but it's simply my own generous understanding. In the summer, so it seems like it's trying to be more specific. In the summer of 2015, I had to come back from America for a family emergency. That fall, when we all returned home, several things had changed. Write each sentence as a rhyme. Okay. There has been some time since I've heard from you. That does not surprise me, considering the amount of calls and letters I've sent you. Sing him a happy song. He said some actually. Okay, so to me, phase burial places 3 in phase a week. Next Mexico from back comes when you saw. So it seems like it's doing something really weird. I would guess that's because I put that in. I said some. I think I said some. Let's see. Sing pay some. Let's just hit compose. Yeah, it seems like it's trying to sing. It doesn't really know how to. That is really messed up. Okay. Alright. CSS. So this is something that Jarvis doesn't promote, but the technology GPT-3 has been used to actually generate code. And I'm wondering if I give him instructions, if it can actually do it. By the way, CSS code is what we use to give styles to websites. So it's taking a while. Okay. I don't know why Jarvis does that sometimes. No, it's not. So I'm just gonna test this out. Yeah, so it can break code. That's just not useful for me because yeah, that's just not useful for me. Right. What? Okay, so let's go back to my original idea, and my original idea is more like, can I get Jarvis to use numbers or not use numbers? Because earlier I was playing, so let's actually play around with this. I think I had another template somewhere here where oh yeah, economy of the US. So I was playing around with this template or with these settings, and so what I did here is that I told Jarvis that this is an article about the economy of the US, and sometimes when I just hit compose, it would start talking about so many numbers. And well, when Jarvis starts to talk about numbers, that's when things get well, they just get crazy because Jarvis is not meant to type facts. Facts. So almost any number that Jarvis gives you will be wrong. Any data number. So what I was trying to get him to do is to stop using numbers or statistics unless I prompted him to. And I couldn't quite figure out if it was actually working. So what I meant is that, so I gave him instructions. Do not use statistic numbers unless I prompt you. Right? So I'm trying to give him those instructions. And sometimes it seems like it wants to listen to that. But yeah, like right now it's just throwing out a lot of numbers. And I don't like that. So I'm trying to see. Okay, maybe it's because I spelled that wrong. So let's try that again. Okay, so that's what I'm, okay. Actually, let me just wait and see if it's actually, working. Sort of, it's not throwing a lot of numbers. Currency using the USD American dollar, the exchange rate of $1 to 1 euro is equal to 1.25, which is not far off, but even, I mean, the currency exchange rate changes all the time, so I wouldn't expect that to ever be correct. Okay, so it seems like it does. It is avoiding talking about numbers and facts. But I wonder if I type this in, the US